Now this is probably not the video that you thought it was going to be, because I'm not selling something like these people that have been given these watches from these companies and they have to specs this, blag up. One of the bonuses of having the Apple Watch is you can start the camera from it. So that's a good thing to start with. This is going to be a video. I've had the Apple Watch now, I think about 4 years. It's the Series 4. I started with the Series 3, the smaller one. So this is not a knee-jerk reaction video of gushing about how great it is. This is a long time review, several straps review. Not that that really matters. So what I love about the Apple Watch, I bought the Series 3, I bought the small one first, which was the 40mm or something, just because I wanted to see if I really liked it and got along with it. By the time the Series 4 came out, I was sold on it, and I bought the 42mm, I believe it is, and never looked back. One of the best things that I liked about it, and I still like about it, is I can leave my phone at home and I can have my messages on this when it connects to Wi-Fi. I don't use I don't use the cell plan, though I could. I just never want to be that connected all the time. What I like about it, and I always say to people, is if you just think about it as a watch that just happens to do some other things as well, you'll never be disappointed, because that's all it is. Just a watch that happens to do some other things as well. I get all my reminders on there, all my calendar events, they're all there without even being connected to the internet. They all go off on that. I get location reminders on there, so you could say, you know, hey, whatever she's called, remind me when I get to the shops. If you've got the shops in there as a address, a contact, so say that you go to the shop down the road, you put the address for that in as your contacts and label it as, say, the shops. You could say to your watch or your phone when you're at home or iPad, hey, when I get to the shops, remind me to get, then it will set a reminder, a location reminder. You don't even need to take your phone or anything. You'll just be going around with your watch. As soon as you go to the shops, it will pop up with a reminder for you to get whatever you want. Now that's something that I really do like. It has Apple Pay on there, so you don't even have to take your cards, you don't even have to take your phone. You just go in, you get your reminder, buy your stuff, click, click, pay at the till. Absolutely amazing for that. Airpods, in conjunction with Airpods, which are not on the table at the moment, I use them for listening to podcasts a lot. I'm not really like into music very much anymore. I don't know why. I just got to a stage where I kind of got bored with it and I find it irritating and don't listen to music. I prefer listening to like something like stand-up comedy and other things like that, and podcasts that give me information. Straps wise, this was the strap that came with it, just the normal black one. I haven't worn it for years, absolutely years. I bought this one later on. It's got a silver buckle, a silver bit, absolutely makes it look crap really. I don't know why I bought it. I haven't worn it for years. This one here with the holes in, I like this one. It goes nice with it. I wear this when I'm running in the morning, which is the next point. Every morning when I wake up, I get up, get dressed, go for a run. I use my Apple Watch to track my progress, my cardio fitness and everything like that. You don't need it. I didn't need it, but just because I had it and I was running, I started to use it. Now I find it interesting to see what my VO2 max is, see where it's gone down, up. See whether other statistics, how fast I've ran and whatever else it says. But you know, at the end of the day, you don't need it. You can also put Strava onto your watch if you want, if you're into that. Upload that and start playing that game of social networking on your fitness, which I find a distraction from just running. And then I've got this £449 strap is that I mentioned in my other video. This one here looks nice, feels nice, goes a bit tight on my wrist sometimes and gives me a wrist ache when it pulls. I have the Milanese Loop, which I really do like. My girlfriend got me that, and I've said in another video, if I had tried on the Milanese Loop and looked at it before I bought this one, I probably wouldn't have bought this stainless steel loop. I would have probably gone with just the Milanese because I just find it nice, practical. That's the only other strap I like. I do like that you can take the straps off, and I can probably do that now without affecting the video, hopefully. Just putting it in there, pushing the button, as you've probably seen on other videos, there's that little button there that you just push in. He says, you just push that in, slide it out, and away you go. That's all you do. And then to put it back on, just slide it in. It really is a great system, especially for someone like me that is changing the watch strap out when I go running in the morning, because I can't come to that in a second, because I can't really be bothered to run in this strap. So you've got a passcode on the thing. As you can see there, I put in a 6-digit passcode because I go for the lengthier one rather than a 4-digit, and that stops anybody from just picking up your watch, putting it on and going and using your Apple Pay and stuff and other things like that. As for screen wise, it's just, you can have whatever you want. I'll probably put them on the screen in a second as an extra overlay of some of the screens that I use. They're really, I don't think they're that good. I really think that Apple still hasn't nailed the user interface, and I don't know what to suggest to them either. It's not like I can say like, oh, I've come up with a better design, this is what I want on my Apple Watch, because I haven't got that far with thinking about it. But I use the Siri watch face the most. That's the Siri watch face. I use that the most. I'll put it on the screen. It's you know, and the fitness one sometimes, but you know, on the big time, you get all your notifications from your phone on it. Some of them are useful, some of them are just like an extra step. You see them on your phone, on your watch, and then you've got to go to your phone anyway because it's difficult to reply on your watch, or you know, it doesn't open properly on the app to do anything. Other times I find myself replying to messages on the watch, usually by dictating. Depends on where I am, who I'm with, how much I'll dictate. You can write on the screen, and it's just short replies. And one of the things is that I did say, a lot of people have commented on, if you're talking to somebody and their phone goes and they pull out their phone and they look at it, it's quite off-putting. It's not so off-putting if somebody just looks at their watch and then just looks away again. If they look at their watch and then they start staring at it and then like reading for a long time, it can give you that same effect. But even then, when you put your hand down, or they put their hand down and continue a conversation with you, it's less jarring than if they just pulled out their phone, looked at that and then come back to talking to you, which in this day and age seems to be quite normal for a lot of people, but it can be quite, it just seems rude and off-putting, and I know that I am guilty of it myself, so I'm not immune to that. So I'm back to what I said. If you're on the fence about buying one, the best thing that I can say to you to approach it is, just think of it as a watch that just so happens to do some other things. Buy it from Apple if you can. Get the 14-day return policy just to see if you like it. 14 days is going to give you a little bit of an idea. But if you go in, like I said, if you go in with the idea of it's just a watch that just so happens to do other things. You've got alarms on it, obviously, multiple alarms. You can mirror your iPhone alarms, what's set on it. If you set a timer on your iPhone and you've got your watch on, your watch will go off and you can stop the timer from your watch. You can have multiple timers on your watch now. They've only just brought that out, so you could say, hey, 5-minute timer, and then you could say it's a 10-minute timer, knowing that when the 5-minute timer kicks down and you're putting something in the oven, 5-minute timer kicks down, you know when that phone goes off, it's time to put something else in there, but you know that overall it was a 10-minute timer for the other one. So that works pretty well. I like that, the timer function. What else do I use? Like I said, I don't use very much. I use location reminders a lot. You know, like when I get to town, remind me to get something. So then when I get to town, it'll remind me. I do use to-do lists on my watch, on my phone, which are mirrored on my watch. So I have a shopping list, and then I can call up that list on this anytime I want and go to the shopping list. And those things I don't tick off, but they're just on there, because then I can just think, oh yeah, what have I forgotten? What do I need at home? Rather than, but sometimes I just use reminders. Occasionally I'll take a phone call on it, but not very often. Mostly if I put my Airpods in, and then I will take the phone call, but that's mostly when I've got my phone with me anyway. I don't want to take my phone and my watch out. I like the fact that I can leave my phone at home wear my watch, not be connected to the internet until I hit a Wi-Fi network that I've connected to and saved on my watch or on my phone. It will remember those Wi-Fi networks. I know I've got the time, I know I've got my reminders, I know that I've got my calendar events coming off, I know that I've got my Apple Pay to pay for things, I know that I've got any other kind of passes that would go into wallet on there, so I have gift card like in wallet on my phone, but also when I do that, I also have it pop up on this, so you can use your gift cards to pay in the shops. And those are the things that I really like about the Apple Watch, and I don't know why people try to replace their phones with it. I don't think you're going to. You're going to simplify your life. A lot of people have got social media burnout, phone burnout. The watch could be the thing that you want. I know I'll go out, so I can't say it enough. Leave my phone at home, go out. I know all my reminders are going to go off, all my calendar events are going to go off, everything that I need to do, all my to-do lists, like if I've set timers and stuff on that, which is reminders again, that'll go off. If I get to the shops, I've got a list on there that I can look at. When I hit a Wi-Fi network, I know my messages have come through, any social media stuff, which I don't really have many notifications turned on my phone for that, just the YouTube obviously, because I want to know what people are saying and so I can reply to them and be helpful. This is just a long video really saying that I don't use a lot of what's really on here. Voice memos, yes, I have used it. Voice memos are good. If you want to be a spy, you can go into somewhere and you can hit the voice memo, you can start the recording, and then you can put it into theatre mode, which keeps the screen blank. When you raise your hand, the screen won't light up, so you put it in theatre mode, start recording. You can go anywhere you want, and then you can just have your watch and it record the conversation around you. So that's kind of neat if you need to do that. Stopwatch, don't really use it at the moment. Shortcuts, yes, I use shortcuts. That's a different video that I'll do and another time. I don't really use them on my watch, but I can use them on my watch, but I don't. I mostly use them on my phone because I'm usually calling someone and it's the phone now. Heart rate, now that's something important. I bought this watch, my granddad died of a heart attack on the stairs at a not too old age. Obviously he didn't eat like me, he smoked, I think, he didn't train like me and that, so, but I still was kind of like conscious of, oh my God, could be some kind of heart problems in the family. I'll get this watch, it's going to continually monitor my heart rate, tell me when it's low, tell me when it's high, it's going to tell me if I've got an irregular heart rate rhythm. Which it hasn't told me. Well, I've had a couple of heart rate rhythms. Only when I haven't had any AFib warnings. I've had low heart rate warnings. My heart rate is often down in the 40s, 42 I think is the lowest it's probably been. So I'd have heart rate warnings coming up. I'd be sat on the sofa, or I'd be sat somewhere else, and I'd just like be, what the hell is this? A warning, and it say low heart rate. Because it was under 45, it was under 50, you set it under 50, I had to set mine to under 45 now to stop it going off. I wore it to bed to check my heart rate in the bed. I was getting low heart rate rhythms throughout the night, which kind of corresponded with when I'm waking up. I would have thought, like, my body's probably waking me up, your heart's freaking low. And I haven't done anything about it, because I'm like, how can I say it, like I'm fit, healthy, my heart rate's going to be low. I might have problems, I'm not sure, but nothing that's really came up that's made me really worried, considering the fitness. Find people on here, you can find people, you can find devices, you can find items, which is the same as what you've got on your phone. Obviously, if you're using the cellular plan, you can do that anywhere because you're connected. Otherwise, you do it when you're connected to the Wi-Fi. Ecg tracking, yes, sometimes I'll do it just to check. You put your finger on there and you do the AFib and it checks. I haven't had nothing on that. Cycle tracking, track your periods if you've got it, never used it. Contacts are on there. I look at the activity. Sometimes you get caught up in it and you try to earn the badges and that. It's a little bit of fun. Don't really need it. My fitness tells me, like when I get up in the morning and I go for a run, if the run's hard in the morning, I know that my recovery rate's not very good and my fitness is down for that week. It's been dropping quite a bit at the moment because I've just probably overtrained. So I don't really need it. I find that you can monitor yourself. So if you're looking at it for that, it's a gimmick. It might be what you need. It might not be what you need. Depends on the person. It is just a watch that tells the time, does some alarms, and happens to do some other very cool things. Now this is probably not the video that you thought it was going to be, because I'm not selling something like these people that have been given these watches from these companies and they have to specs this, blag up that, and all of it. This is me, how I use it, and I'm just explaining it to you how I would if I was explaining it to a friend or somebody that asked me, right? You have to try it for yourself at the end of the day. And I'll just pre-warn you, it's just a watch that happens to do some other cool things.